welcome to your dream and its interpretation. How are you doing today? I'm Paul S. Joshua. I'm glad to be here again to handle the dreams that you've sent to me. If you're watching this channel for the first time, I'm glad to welcome you here. And you have dreams bothering you, all you have to do is just to subscribe to this channel and then go to the comment section. Just drop your dream. I'll be there at my free time to handle your dreams. Okay, don't forget 3 rules. Number 1, you tell me your name. Number 2, where you are sending your dream from. And number 3, try to make your dream brief. You summarize your dream, okay, so that you can save me your time. When you write lengthy words, I don't have the time on this platform to take the dream. All right, very quickly today, I'm going to attend to some sensitive dreams that you have sent to me, okay? And that this has to do with how to overcome, sex in your dream. Just like the first person, let me quickly go to the dream from the first person here, and that is Finad. Finad from California. You said, how can I overcome sex dreams? I find your channel very interesting. I love your simplicity. Finad from California. All right, thank you. Finad all the way from California. Now you want to know how to overcome sex dreams, okay? Now let me talk to you, Finad. You know, sex dreams comes from actually drive for sex. Now let me tell you something you must understand about sex and how you can overcome it in your dreams. Now sex, is just like a food. Sex is like a food, and food comes from appetite. All right, when you have appetite for food, of course you like to eat a lot. I know you need food in your body. That's how I know our body needs sex. But the problem now is that you must know the timing when your body needs sex. Just like food, you don't just eat food anytime anyhow. No, there are times you're supposed to eat, there are times you're supposed not to eat, there are times you're supposed to take some particular kind of food, there are times you shouldn't take some particular kind of food. Now that is exactly how sex is. Now God is the institutor of sex. God created sex in man, of course, but you must understand how it works. Now sex is not just something you do anytime you feel like. Just like appetite, it shouldn't just be anytime. The Bible even said in Proverbs 23, if you're a man given to appetite, you must put knife on your throat. That means there are times that you have to control your appetite. Now that is how sex is. Now if you want to overcome sex in your dream, as you're asking me here, now you must understand the drive behind those sex. Now let me talk to you. Number 1. Now one of the things that can make you to always have sex in dream is because you have appetite for sex. You have uncontrollable desire for sex, and these are caused by certain factors. Now let me talk to you on those factors. Maybe number 1, now when you are somebody who loves watching obscene things, you like watching salacious things, you like watching pornographies and all that, then you realize that your appetite for sex will be so uncontrollable that even in your dream you will always discover that you have sex. So if you want to deal with it in such context, you must make sure you stop watching pornography and control the things you watch. If you watch libidos, anything that stir your libido, you are always watching it. There is no way you can control your drive for sex. It will be uncontrollable. So even in your dream, you will always discover that you always have sex in dream. So it's one of the ways you can control it. Another way you control sex in your dream excessively is when you talk too much about sex. Maybe you have a friend, you have maybe a lady friend, a girlfriend, and then you're always talking about sex. By the time you sleep, oh my God, there's going to be what is called reflective dreams. Certainly you begin to have dreams of sex all the time. So you must be careful even in your talks, because your talks actually forms you. Your thought as well forms you. So the things you allow in your mind and the things you say out actually inject the kind of dream that you are going to have. So that is another area. So if you can be cautious of how you converse too much about sex, you can control that. I can assure you can begin to control. The sex dream, the drive in the sex dream can be reduced to the bare minimum. All right, another way you can deal with sex all the time in your dream, is before you go to bed, just have a simple prayer and then play good music. I'm talking about music that are salted with the Spirit of God. I'm talking about good music. That's one of the way I dealt with it those years before I even got married. When there is nobody that doesn't have sex in dream before you get married. You keep battling with that, and some people even when they get married. But you see, there are ways you can control it and minimize it and stop it. One of the way I was able to deal with that was to play good music. I'm talking about anointed music, gospel music. Before going to bed at night, and that put me in a different mood. It put me in a different world. It bring me into God's presence. And then before I sleep, and when I sleep, I find myself, having awesome dream, marvelous dream, heavenly dreams. And that's how I was able to overcome it. And that is one of the recommendations I can give you: that good music, great music, anointed music that are born from the Spirit of God. Before going to bed, you play them often, and I'm telling you, your mind will begin to be shifted from just sex and sex in the dream. But as long as you don't do some of those things, you might not be able to control sex in dream. So that's one of the way you control sex in dream. All right, have good music, godly music before you go to bed, and your simple prayer, not long prayer, but just play this music that bring the presence of God all around you. And while you do that, you find yourself in a good sleep, and good dream will come your way. So this is one of the way you can deal with sex in your dream. Sorry, I may not be able to say all of the point I have because of time. So that's a little glimpse I think I've given you. Finad from California. I'm sure this could be of help to you. Okay, mind the magazines you check, mind the things you even check online, that are obscene. You must avoid them. It's going to help you to actually control your appetite, your drive for sex. Okay, all right, that's it. The next one is Robert. Robert from New York City. You said, a friend of mine battles with sex in the dream and he is married. Can you explain how this can be handled? Thanks. All right, Robert from New York City. I think from what I've said now, you can have some glimpse on how that can be dealt with. Okay, your friend should know that he's a married man. Now, actually, what you said now has to do with a lot of married people also who talked to me, who communicated me also and said they have sex in dream. Now, as a married man, marriage actually should minimize your sex in dream drive. But you see, sometimes you can be married and you are not disciplined. If you are not disciplined, like I said, you are not self-controlled, and you're married and you still watch pornographies, and you still go through some porns, magazines, and all kinds of stuff. Even when you are married, you'll be permeated with sex in dream. And another thing that can make you to be married and still be having sex in dream, maybe you have a distance relationship, possibly maybe you are not staying in the same city with your wife is staying somewhere else and you are somewhere different, and then maybe you only see yourself once in a month. Some people told me once in 2 months they come together with their spouse. So there is no way you still keep having that dream, because you're supposed to have sex as husband and wife. You're supposed to have maybe 3 times a week, or some people even have sex daily. Some people have sex twice a week. Now, if you are married and you're not together, you are likely to be having sex in the dream, of course. But when you're together with your spouse, I think it helps you to minimize your passion for sex in dream. Okay? And sometimes when you're not in good time with your wife, when you don't flow with your wife, that love is not there, that bond is not there, you are likely to be having sex in dream, especially when you have extramarital affair or relationship. When you are dating some other girls beside your wife, definitely you keep having sex in dream, because you are not faithful to your marriage. So there is no time you sleep. Your mind is already fragmented. Your mind is divided. So you begin to see that you're having sex in dream. And this is one of the ways you can deal with that, is to make sure you are faithful to your spouse and to make sure you are always together. Man, you shouldn't have sex in dream when you have your wife by your side. You feel sexy, move into your wife and have the sex. Why should you have it in dream? All right, so that is how it should be. But when you stay apart, distance apart from each other, sure, you have sex in dream. That's the reality. And that's why you must handle that. So Robert, take notice of that and find out from your friend. As a counselor, I would like to know, what kind of relationship do your friend keep? Does he stay with his wife? Are they distance apart? All right. Or does he date another girl beside the woman he's married to? If he does that, definitely he will have sex in dream. So take notice of that, Robert, and let your friend know. I'm sure I've given a little guide. Okay, here. All right, the next one is Joseph. Joseph from Texas. Okay, Joseph from Texas, you say, I make love with 2 ladies at the same time in my dream. I don't know them. It's becoming frequent. How can I stop this, please? All right, Joseph from Texas, you making love with 2 ladies in your dream definitely is not good, because this is proving the spirit of infidelity, is coming into your life. And if you don't deal with it, it's going to migrate to the spirit of polygamy. All right, so you must deal with it. And how can you deal with this? Number one, God is actually the source of solution to any problem. God is the solution and is the source of help for any kind of problem. So you must just first of all ask God to help you for this kind of stuff to stop in your life. And number 2, you must make sure that you are a man who is decisive to be committed to just one woman and not 2 or 3. All right, because this is an infliction, this is an injection into your spirit that you are going to be committed to more than one woman. So you must deal with the spirit of adultery. It's not a good spirit, okay? And number 3, you must regularly make sure that before you go to bed, like I said earlier in this episode, that play gospel music, play good music, anointed, soft, good music that position your heart back to God, music that return your spirit back to its maker. And once you can have those kind of music, I assure you definitely that kind of dream will stop. Just try what I said to you. Look for an anointed music, a trusted minister of the gospel that sings, and just play that music 10 to 15 minutes before going to bed. I assure you, do that for 7 days. That dream will never come your way again, because the Spirit of God will take over your spirit, and such kind of dream will be frustrated in your path, and you will never have it. All right, very important, and God will help you. Joseph, all the way from Texas. I hope I have helped you in this matter. All right. All right, I have another dream here, and that is from Adasa. Adasa from Washington, D.C. You also said this dream is from your boss. You say, my boss and his fiancé were trying to go somewhere, but his fiancé parked her car on the middle of two walls, so they could not get out of the car. All right, this dream, Hadassah from Washington, D.C., is a very sensitive message. Now, your boss in this context here, I want you to find out from them. There is a decision they are about to take and that decision actually is going to trap them. It's not a good decision. I'm sure they want to go take decision of doing somewhere or doing something. And from this dream is a clear indication God is not involved. If they take that decision, it's going to trap their marriage. It's going to trap their family. They'll find it very difficult to make progress. They find it very difficult to move to the next level of their life. So they must be very sensitive about any step they are planning to take, which from this dream indicate that they are going to be trapped, because they're trying to move out, and then the woman parked the car in the middle of two walls, and then they couldn't come out. You see, they are trapped. So that means taking a step that would trap them. So if there's any step they are trying to take, I will advise they pray seriously more on it, so that they don't get trapped. Otherwise, they're going to have a very serious problem. So that is about that. And I want you to advise them accordingly, as I've said here. And I'm sure God will help them in Jesus' name. Now, let me pick the last dream right now here. The last dream is from Gloria. All right, Gloria, I do say also, you're sending your dream from Ghana. And then your dream is, I had a dream I was in between my husband and my ex, and my ex made love to me. Then my small girl poo, which spread to the bed, and it was my husband that cleaned the poo and gave me money to buy slippers because I was walking barefooted. This got me very sad, because I expect my husband to sleep with me, not my ex. Please, Daddy, help me out. All right, Gloria, in this dream, you don't need to be worried. What God is showing you in this dream is that you find yourself in the midst of two people, and that is your husband and your ex, and then your ex was making love to you, and then your daughter poo all over, and then your husband has to clean, give you money to buy slippers because you're walking barefooted. Now, there is an indication here from this dream that you have been hurt in the past relationship, that you have been in a relationship before that has hurt you. You have been wounded in that relationship, and then God in this context is using your husband to take away the wound, the curse, the pains that came with your previous relationship. God is going to use your husband to take it away. So it's not a bad dream, it's a good dream. Your husband here, God give me your husband so he can care for you and take away the pain that the past relationship has caused for you. You can agree with me that your previous relationship caused you a lot of pain. Your ex caused you pain. He wounded you. He hurt you. There's a lot of negative things that has happened to you. That's the pool you saw there. But God now is using your husband to take it away, and then to give you a new life, to take the shame away from you. You're walking barefooted. That is shame, embarrassment. But God is using your husband now to take the embarrassment away. So that is your dream. It's not a bad dream. It's a good message God is giving you, encouraging you that this new relationship is meant to clear off the effect of the negative effect of the past relationship. So that is your dream. God bless you, Gloria, all the way from Ghana. I hope I've done justice to your dream. Now, these are the ones I will take in this episode. All right, you have dream bothering you, drop it at the comment section. At my free time, I'll be here to handle your dream. All right, I'm sure you are blessed today. Don't forget, drop your comment. Let me know how this program is a blessing to you. Okay, and if this is your first time watching this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, and then hit the like button and let me know how you are blessed by this. I'm so glad to have you, and I'll be there for you in the subsequent episode. Those of you who have not attended to your own, watch out. In the next episode, I'll pick your dream. All right, God bless you. Don't forget to join my Patreon. All right, the link is right below. I welcome you on board with all pleasure. I love you so much. I'm Paul S. Joshua. I'll see you in the next episode. Knowing what your dream means is vital to your success.
Kate, why are you so glued to these books this morning? Won't you talk to me today?
Princess, you won't understand. I have never seen a book like this before, giving me amazing insight to my nightmare and giving me the strategies on how to deal with some terrible dreams I do have.
Oh wait, is it your dreams and interpretation by Pastor Paul S. Joshua?
Yes, so.
Wow, I have read it. No wonder. It's really an amazing book. Since I read it, I stopped having terrible nightmares and I learned how to understand and handle undo my nightmares.
What are you waiting for? Get your dreams and interpretation by Pastor Paul S. Joshua.
A book with insightful revelation on your nightmares. It also provides you with scriptural strategies to handle all your dreams.
It provides solutions to swimming in the dream, wet dreams, eating with dead people, climbing mountains, and a lot more.
Hurry! Get your copy at the church location for retail and bulk purchase. Call 0803-440-0914, 0803-440-0914, or visit www.therefinershouse.com.